All right. What were you saying? You're saying something and I couldn't hear you.
Um, oh, I'll be. Yeah, no, we're fine. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. So, did you have any like particular thing you wanted to talk about? I was going to talk about what was going on with me yesterday, but thought I'd check in with you first.
Um, Nothing in particular yet, but yeah, let's get it going. What do you got written up there? So you got a screen with something?
Okay. Yeah, so yesterday like all this information was like coming through to me. It was like really powerful. Like, okay, so after we talked about doing these little meetings or, meetings, I also talked to Crystal about
Hmm.
it and just getting really excited. And then the next morning I woke up and, we were talking about posting them or sharing them with other people. And then all of a sudden I got really nervous and like just like I don't know about you, but for me, I have this, like, feeling of, like, having to be perfect. Like, I want things to be perfect,
Hmm.
and they're not gonna be, and we even talked about this in our meeting, people, like, relate to things that are not perfect,
Hmm.
but anyways, so then after, like, I started to have all this, like, small anxiety, like, why am I started to, like, look at it and feel it, and then I all of a sudden, all this information started coming through. And so this is what's written out here, but I just wanted to read some of it because it's sort of I realize this is what's been culminating in me for like building over the last year. Like I felt like this past year, like I was waiting for something, like little tidbits of information, and I was learning and I was going through all these different experiences and learning all this information that, we're trying to learn through the freedom teachings and, you know, everywhere. It's just there's information everywhere. We're inundated if you go down those rabbit holes, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
But totally lost my train of thought. So anyway, so I ended up writing this down, realizing that this was sort of a culmination of what I've learned this year and um sort of like the message that I was supposed to get and that I'm supposed to share with other people. Because it's like you have to go through something in order to learn it and take it on yourself in order to be able to share it and be able to take somebody else through experiences as well, because it's hard to teach somebody something if you've never been through it. You know what I mean? It's like you have to integrate it first. So, anyways, this is what I got. There's so much information and misinformation often put out to distract us or to confuse us. While it's a necessary path for us to move through and look into information that makes sense to us and our current understanding and path. This is your reminder to not be attached to any of this information outside of ourself and attached mentally. So I think I'm going to just paraphrase because I don't like reading. But so basically, I was getting this message like, there's so much out there. And, don't you feel overwhelmed sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And like, what's right? What's wrong? What's real? What's not real? But yeah, this message that came through is like, yeah, learn it, pay attention to it, but we're really here to navigate for ourselves what resonates with us. So like you might get some information that resonates with you in the certain place that you're in, but then or somebody else might, we might be in different places or else it's just you need to be able to read everything and be able to discern, like, "Hey, does this really feel right to me? Is this, like, information that's helping me right now?" Um, and to be able to discard it. Plus, I've found over the last probably 3 years that I've had to, like, learn how to filter information. Like, I listen to people and, like, some of what they say, I'm like, "Yeah, they're spot on." And then there's other parts where you're like, "Nope, that's not for me," or, "Nope, that's not the I just know it's not true." Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like you have this feeling like, "No, they're not that's their path, they're going down that rabbit hole, but that's not, like, true for my experience and, my knowing." Because it's not just our knowing in this lifetime, it's our knowing from all of our experiences we've ever had. Um even in other lifetimes, the ones that you're able, because even I find that I can feel things more than know things. For me, that's like a way of discerning. Um,
Yeah. Well said. Well
so
said.
like
Seriously.
I'll hear somebody saying something or I'll hear somebody giving some information and I can feel into it and I'm like, wow, yeah, I just know it's true. Or it wakes something up in me that takes me like down to learning more, of what I need to know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I get that. That's I feel right now, I feel a lot more of the truth than I actually know it. If that makes sense. Um,
exactly, exactly.
yeah. Um, and that's okay. That's great, honestly, because I feel great about myself, but there is a lot of information out there, and where do you start? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like we got a good thing going with these meetings and these get-togethers uh, to help us better understand some of what we're feeling. Um, but yeah, most of it feels like it's all internal, like something's just unlocking within that's helping, me, us, uh, have discernment when people speak about certain things. Um, but just a sec, Daphne.
Okay.
But yeah, these meetings are awesome. These get-togethers are awesome. There's nothing more I yearn for than to get together with like-minded souls. Um, it just feeds my body. It does my soul good. It does me good. And I'm doing a lot in the 3D aspect, right, with the career and yeah, it's pretty much it, the career, right? And ah, it's just it's just not fulfilling. It's not fulfilling. It's all ego. I feel like it's all ego. Like, oh, look at me, look at my title, look at what I am now, look at what I started, and I just want to help. I just want to help people grow, man. Just want to assist with what we're going through right now. Like, I know I could be very useful to other people who are experiencing the same things.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like kind of that may be where we're going with sharing and by talking about these things and then sharing them out to other people, it's gonna help them be like, "Oh, yeah, other people are going through this too." Exactly. But
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean about, I wanted to say about what you were just saying about like knowing its ego and all that. There is a lesson also in our 3D or our regular, everyday
Hmm.
lives that you can pay attention to that and you can see it and you can observe it and you can be like, "Oh, this is what I'm living right now." And that actually goes back into some of the stuff I wrote here is most of this is just about us looking into ourselves and evolving, growing, learning. I mean, you can call it healing,
Hmm.
basically and a lot of times it's when hard stuff comes up, I mean,
Yeah.
then it's like, "Oh, okay, let me just feel this. Let me be okay with this," and recognizing like the ego or the mind that's um like old programmed ways that you're just living. It's like, "Why did I
Yeah.
do that? Why am I doing that? Why am I still doing that?" It's a
Yeah.
process of unwinding from it. It's like a healing process. And by us doing that in our everyday lives, then we are able to uh just healing ourselves and getting ourselves in a better place, then we're actually activating people around us. That's how we change the outside world is when we change the inside. And that was like the really big message I was getting yesterday. I'm like, "Oh, okay, we're not meant to like attach and hold on to all this information or um because it just gets confusing. Because like, one person will be like, "Oh, well, that information's good, and this information's not good, and that information's good, and this information's not good," and we're meant to, like, feel within ourselves, and the more you heal those things or the more you, um, are able to be more of yourself in your everyday life, the
Mm.
more you're able to pick up when things are like, "Okay, that's a little yeah, that's not the direction." That we wanna be on or,
Yeah.
that's not the right message. That's based in fear. That's based in somebody trying to control somebody. That's based in it's just like you start seeing it in life, you start seeing it in the information that you're watching or listening to or reading, but yeah, it's really about healing ourselves and observing ourselves and growing within ourselves. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, everything's how do I say this? Everything's real. It's not manageable to get manipulated by whatever we want to call it, the agenda or whatever, right? And it's clear as day. Like some of the things you're just like, wow, wow, that's obvious. What's really going on? And
Yeah,
some people definitely wanna. I know I would want to know if I was being, what I'm looking for, being nudged in a direction that I'm not completely aware of. The entire, um, the entirety of things, the entirety of the plan or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's real obvious. Just everything's kind of just becoming real obvious, real out in the open, and it gets a little. It could be overwhelming at times, just because there's so much of it.
yeah, yeah, it's
Uh,
like just noticing yourself and how you're moving through it, I'm finding is yeah, like, when it comes to paying taxes or it comes to those mundane things where I'm like, "This shouldn't be happening, they're controlling us through money," all the
yeah,
but then there's the other side of me that's like, "Yeah, I'm not ready to, like, totally let go of that and, like, see if I get in trouble and not pay my taxes."
it's a great
No.
example. Yeah, It's a great
there's
example.
so many things, and you really I can see them so clearly now. It's like it's exactly what you're saying. It's whether it's taxes or um, regulations in my business.
Yeah.
Those are like, oh, anytime there's regulations, things for zoning, things for um just see ways of how they control us. Even like for instance, food. Have you noticed the food pyramid? I mean, what is that? That's them 11 um I think you're supposed to have 11 servings of grains. Like, if you do some research about it, most of the grains are not good for us ultimately.
Mhm.
And I mean, it really depends on who you talk to. Some people are like, yeah, they were brought here from Nibiru, like that's why it's affecting people's bodies in a bad way. There's all these things, plus what they add to our foods that, most people aren't aware of. But I'm
Mhm.
just like, it's such a control system everywhere you look, just going back as far as you can imagine as well for my lifetime anyways. I'd like look back to so many things and it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
They keep adding more.
Yeah.
So I think we're meant to like live through it, but also be able to alchemize it within ourselves. Like wherever we are, if I'm paying my taxes, I'm putting love into it. I'm transmuting it and I'm going, you don't control me. I'm putting my energy into the money I spend. I'm putting the energy into uh re reconfiguring the tax system. Maybe even dissolving it with my energy when I
Mhm.
pay. Like little things like that. You can just focus your intention on putting your energy into anytime it comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Trying
it's
to turn it
it's
around.
it's constant too. It's a lot
Because
of
you're the
transmuting.
powerful one. You're the powerful one.
Yeah.
They're trying to control us and have fear and feel controlled, but turn it around. No, I'm
Yeah.
the one in control. I'm putting my energy into this and I'm transmuting it. I'm alchemizing it. I'm changing it from within. You
Yeah.
have no control over me anymore.
Take a breath for that one. But yeah, um, yeah, there's a lot of transmuting that happens. I don't know, probably hundreds of times a day, where you just have to stay centered and or get centered, grounded, and turn that negative into a positive, into love, compassion, understanding. Um, but yeah, that's like that's what we're here for, I guess. It's a day and age for this, you know. It's either this or be taken along for a ride
It's
unknowingly.
this or keep living in it and keep fearing and keep feeling bad feelings about it, and that's what they want.
Hmm.
They want those negative energies to come in and feed off of, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to, like, release that and be like, "Nope, teach other people how to release that
Yeah.
because 'cause we're the ones with the power." That's why they come after us and try to put all these control systems in place and distract us from the power that we really have.
Yeah. Yeah, that may be for some people, but you know, not everyone. Yeah. Um, But yeah, a lot of work to do, a lot of inner work to do.
Yeah. It's,
So then,
I mean, it's every day, really. But then at the
yeah,
same time, you gotta rest too. It's like, "Okay, I don't
oh
wanna
yeah,
look at it all today. No, I need a
yeah,
break.
yeah,
I'm gonna go
absolutely.
for a walk. I'm gonna go sit out in the sun."
Yeah, you're in control of that, everything. Uh, but yeah, these meetings are good. I could already tell we're getting started on the right foot, whatever. I feel it already. So doing this daily for a few minutes, uh, I feel will be very helpful for everyone,
I
myself
agree.
especially.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad you initiated it. Yay.
Hey, thank you for allowing me to reach out, for
Yeah,
feeling comfortable enough to reach out. You know, we've been on a
yeah,
few videos before, and yeah, you're one of the first ones I, you know, reached out to when I first got on this Discord. Uh, but yeah, it's a good thing.
yeah, and it's when we come together in a group, the energy and the transformation that seems to happen even when we just meet, it's like, um I mean, it's great with the 2 of us, but I'm thinking about the group, like a group
Hmm.
of people. It's just amazing to see the synchronicities and all the, like, each
Yeah,
time each person talks and they add their own piece of information, it's just like, wow. Um, it's so meaningful, and I think it sort of, um, so hard to put into words. It transforms us all sort of
hmm,
together. It's a different level. It's different than when you're doing it on your own, you know?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's
Uh,
transformational, I guess is the best way to put it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When I jump on the meetings, it's like allowing. I don't like to say the world, but I don't like allowing the world to be without me, right, for a moment, and just kind of kick it, you know, and chill and interact with others, and um, just hearing people talk, you're like, oh wow, they're experiencing that too, or they seen that today. I seen that today, you know. It gets in detail. You're like, wow, like there's a lot of synchronicities. We're all experiencing like the same thing, but in our own way, in our own area, wherever we're at, and it's awesome. And it's just, you know, allowing the world to be the world without me for a minute, and it's great, you know. Then we get off the meetings and we're back at it.
Yeah, back in the real world. I say the real world, but yeah, I don't know if that's the right word. It's like, what's the word for it? Everyday life. Back to everyday life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's
Oh, well,
interesting.
thank you so much. This is awesome.
Hmm.
And I so appreciate you. Let's do it again.
Yeah,
We'll see how often we can do it.
yeah. Please,
And I love where you are. I wanna come visit you there. I
absolutely. I
think you're,
think this
like,
would
up
be
in
in.
the cavern. Oh,
This would
in the
be.
car.
But yeah, I think that kind of looks like somewhere in Sedona. That would be somewhere in Sedona.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, behind you, there's, like, buildings almost built into that cavern.
Is it?
Look, do
Oh
you see
wow,
it?
look at that. Yeah.
I'm like,
It was
"Oh,
just, yeah,
let's
oh
go
look at that.
there."
The filter was just on when I logged in, and I'm
Yeah,
like, cool, I'll
from
run
the
with it. I
last
like it.
time, yeah.
I like this. Cool. But
Awesome.
yeah, we're in the car right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you.
Well, back to life. Back to what did I call it? Everyday life.
Yeah, everyday life. Yeah. Until next time.
Yeah, exactly.
All
All
right,
right.
Daph.
Well, I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you next
Yep,
time.
yep. Likewise. Much love. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.